Welcome to Daily Harmony.
Great to be diving in again.
Yeah, absolutely. So have you ever had one of those days or maybe just a moment where you feel like you're carrying this invisible weight, like you're just not quite good enough?
Oh, definitely. That little inner critic, right? The voice whispering doubts,
Yeah.
especially when you're trying to, you know, step up or try something new.
Exactly, that voice. Well, today we're going to delve into an idea, a really core principle from A Course in Miracles that our sources suggest can fundamentally shift how you see yourself and deal with that feeling.
Right. We're doing a deep dive into Lesson 191. I am the Holy Son of God Himself.
Okay.
And that sounds like a pretty big statement, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. A bit lofty, maybe.
It can feel that way.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting is how the Course presents it. It's not framed as something you hope to become or an aspiration.
Uh-huh.
It's presented as the inherent truth of who you are right now,
Yeah.
beneath all those layers of doubt and, well, the stuff we tend to pile on ourselves.
The Holy Son of God Himself. Okay, let's unpack that a bit. Because that word, holy, it can feel kind of distant from our everyday screw-ups and imperfections, can't it?
It really can, and I think that's a common reaction. But the core text emphasizes that holy here means your original untainted nature.
Untainted.
Yeah, as a direct creation of the divine, or what the Course calls the creator. The logic is sort of, if you're part of a perfect source, your essence, your core, is also perfect, inherently pure.
So like a spark of divinity that doesn't get touched by, say, messing up at work or feeling judged.
Exactly. It remains untouched by the world's judgments, or even your own self-criticism and perceived failings. It's always there.
Okay, if that's our fundamental truth, why does that feeling of separation, of, not being holy enough feel so incredibly real sometimes? What's creating that gap?
Well, that brings us straight to the concept of the ego, doesn't it?
Right, the ego.
The Course describes the ego as basically the part of our mind that believes in separation. It thinks we're separate from the Creator, separate from each other, even separate from our own true self.
And it feeds on.
It thrives on fear, judgment, comparison, needing validation from outside, all that stuff. So this lesson, I am the Holy Son of God Himself, acts like a direct counterstatement.
Like cutting through the noise?
Precisely. It cuts through those ego illusions and serves as this powerful reminder of our actual identity.
So it's like peeling back layers of mistaken identity. I get the concept, I think. But how do we actually live this? How does it change things when you're in the thick of it, feeling that self-doubt really strongly?
That's the key question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the study guide for this lesson gives some very practical pointers.
Okay.
It actually suggests using the affirmation itself, I am the Holy Son of God.
Just saying the words.
Yeah, using it as a direct conscious antidote when those feelings of I'm not good enough or I'm unworthy surface. When that familiar wave hits, consciously repeating this statement, maybe silently, maybe out loud, can act as a powerful regrounding. It reminds you of your inherent worth.
A worth that isn't based on performance or external approval.
Exactly. It's not earned.
Yeah.
The Course calls it your divine inheritance. It's about actively choosing in that moment to identify with your true nature instead of getting swept away by the ego's negative story.
That feels like actively, reprogramming your inner soundtrack.
It is, in a way,
Yeah.
consistent practice.
The sources also talk about recognizing the same holiness, the same inherent worth in other people. How does understanding myself this way change how I see, everyone else?
Yeah, that's where it gets really transformative, I think. Because if this inherent divinity, this holiness, is my true nature, then logically, it must also be the true nature of everyone else. The Course is huge on the principle of oneness.
We're all part of the same source.
Exactly. So fundamentally, we share that same holy nature. And when you start trying to see others through that lens, looking past the ego behaviors, the defenses,
You start seeing their inherent innocence, their worth.
you start recognizing that shared divine identity. And it naturally leads to more compassion, more patience, maybe a bit more understanding in your interactions. It shifts perception away from judgment.
So it's not just an internal affirmation for my own benefit. It actually changes how I engage with the world.
Absolutely. It has ripple effects.
The lesson also encourages standing in spiritual truth. What does that look like, practically speaking, day to day?
Standing in spiritual truth. Well, it means trying to align your thoughts, your words, your actions with this understanding of your divine nature and the interconnectedness of everything.
So choosing love instead of fear.
Yes. Choosing forgiveness over holding on to resentment. Peace over conflict. When you're faced with, say, a difficult situation or a challenging person, it's about pausing and remembering who you really are, the Holy Son of God, and trying to respond from that place.
From that inherent strength and love.
Right. Rather than just reacting from the ego's usual script of fear, defense, or attack.
Wow, that takes conscious effort, doesn't it? To consistently choose love or forgiveness when maybe your gut reaction, your ego reaction, is screaming for something else entirely.
Oh, absolutely. It's a practice. It's not
Okay.
about perfection, but about the willingness to shift.
You mentioned divine inheritance earlier. Can you expand on what that actually means according to the Course? What are we inheriting?
Good question. So the divine inheritance, as the Course explains it, basically encompasses all the qualities of the Creator, of God, of the Source. Think limitless love, boundless joy, perfect peace, unwavering truth, creativity,
All the good stuff.
pretty much. As the Holy Son of God, these qualities are inherently ours. They are our birthright.
But the ego tells us we're lacking.
Exactly. The ego's whole story is about lack, limitation, flaws, being separate from this inheritance.
Mhm.
So recognizing our true identity as the Holy Son of God is really about reclaiming what is already rightfully ours. It's like tapping back into that deep wellspring of divine qualities that's always there within us.
So it's less about striving to become loving or peaceful and more about remembering and allowing the love and peace that we are at our core to emerge.
That's a great way to put it. It's an uncovering, a remembering, and embracing of what's already true.
Are there other practical ways besides the affirmation that the lesson or the study guide suggests for integrating this to help with that remembering?
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Practices like quiet reflection or meditation are often recommended, even just for a few minutes each day.
Just sitting quietly.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Gently turning your attention inward, trying to connect with that sense of inner stillness and knowing that's always present, beneath the surface chatter of the mind, the ego.
Getting past the mental noise.
Exactly. And visualization can be powerful too. Maybe picturing yourself surrounded by light or feeling filled with love. The aim isn't forcing it, but allowing that image, that feeling, to resonate within you, reinforcing that sense of your true, radiant identity.
It really sounds like it boils down to a consistent practice of, well, re-identifying, shifting where you place your sense of self.
That's a very good summary. Shifting identification from the ego story to the truth of your being.
So for you listening right now, just take a moment. What does this idea truly resonate with for you? This concept of being the Holy Son of God.
Yeah, think about it personally. When those inevitable moments of self-doubt or feeling unworthy pop up, what would it actually feel like to claim your inherent worth? Not as something conditional, but as your absolute birthright.
And maybe how might truly seeing that same untouchable worth, that same light in everyone you encounter today, the cashier, your colleague, your family member, how might that shift your interactions, even subtly?
These are really the crucial questions for making this lesson practical, for taking it off the page and into your life.
It's about that personal reflection.
And remembering that even small conscious shifts matter. Choosing self-acceptance just once instead of self-criticism. Offering understanding instead of jumping to judgment. Each little choice helps align you more fully with this, well, profound truth of who you are.
So the takeaway as you go about your day, just remember this possibility, that beneath the surface of all the daily concerns, the worries, the ego static, lies your true identity.
The Holy Son of God himself.
It's not some title you have to earn through struggle.
No, it's a fundamental truth just waiting to be remembered and embraced.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today. It's a powerful lesson.
It really is. And maybe a final thought to ponder. If we all share this fundamental holy identity, just to imagine the possibilities. What could unfold in our relationships, in our communities, in the world as more of us start to truly recognize this shared light, both in ourselves.
And in each other.
Exactly. It's an ongoing journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
Awakening to that light within.